Y'all already know what time it is. Welcome to my March monthly reset routine. I always look forward to filming these videos and I'm so freaking glad that we're doing it today. It is about a week before the end of the month that I'm filming this. Therefore, just keep that in mind with everything we're looking at. It's not really including the last week of the month. I've mentioned in a few videos that 2023 has been off to a bit of a rocky start for me this year. That being said, I am feeling very hopeful about March and I'm really hoping that this month can kind of turn over a new page for me and get me feeling back to my best self. I'm already starting to feel a lot more motivated. I feel like I'm kind of out of that slump that I was in and just feeling really confident and ready to take on the new month. Let's go ahead and get into the reset. First thing we're gonna do is take a look at my February goals. If you've never seen one of my resets before, I do all of my goal setting in Notion. This is what my monthly goals page looks like. If you want to see a little bit more about my Notion, how I organize things, I did post a Notion tour about like a week and a half ago maybe. So if you want to check that out, it's on my channel. Let's dive right into the February goals page. So the areas of focus I had set were photography and lifestyle. We'll talk about how those areas of focus did or did not apply when we get into the goals. The quote that I have was, "You are the core of your life. Care for yourself and watch your life flourish." I do feel like I've done a really good job of taking care of myself this month, giving myself as much grace as freaking possible, taking some time for myself, rewarding myself for my hard work, putting time and energy into the things that matter most to me. The photo that I have off to the side here is just of like a clean, cozy apartment. One of the things I wanted to focus on this month was keeping the apartment cleaner, more organized, and I do feel as though I did better with that. Okay, so let's talk about these goals. So YouTube and social goals. One of my goals was to upload 2 times a week in February or 8 videos. Didn't have to exactly be twice a week. I am going to hit this. I'm almost entirely sure. I'm set up to hit this. I'll have to post one more video after this goes live, but so far I've been doing really good with it and I'm extremely proud because I always thought 2 times a week was like undoable for me. It always seemed so overwhelming and like impossible with my current schedule and having a full-time job, but I fucking did it and it honestly didn't feel like that much more work than the normal amount of work I put into YouTube. I don't feel like it like overtook my life on an extreme level or anything like that. So I'm really fucking happy with that. And I think in the future, I'm gonna continue trying to stay at more of a frequent upload schedule. So I'm gonna go ahead and check that off. Yes, the month is not over. Yes, I have to post one more video, but I know I'm gonna do that. Hit 1.5K subscribers. This could happen. What am I sitting at right now? Let's see. Okay, I'm at 1,436, but these resets tend to do pretty well. So I could get some subscribers from this, but I'm gonna not check it off because I don't think it's like a safe thing that I'm gonna hit. It might happen, it might not. This is the second month in a row that I set this same subscriber goal and I'm just tired of setting numbers goals, guys. I'm tired of kind of setting YouTube goals in general. I don't feel like it actually motivates me or helps me. If anything, I feel like it is just discouraging. When I don't hit them, I feel so down on myself. Setting the upload goal, yes, like that was a good goal to set and I'll probably continue setting upload related goals, but I think I'm done with the numbers goals, guys, at least for now, at least until my growth becomes either more steady or more predictable because I just don't want to put myself through that, basically. The next goal that I had set here was a total analytics cleanse. I wanted to have YouTube and YouTube Studio deleted off my phone for the entire month, and I have stuck to this, guys. It has not been easy. Those first few days, I was constantly opening my phone, going to tap on the YouTube app, on the YouTube Studio app, and there was nothing there. It for sure exposed to me how much of a compulsive checking I was doing. I'm really proud of myself for sticking with this goal and keeping the apps deleted off of my phone for the entire month. I don't foresee myself keeping them on my phone all the time anymore. I think I might let myself re-download them when I really want to use them, but I'm probably going to delete them each time I'm done with them. I think that would be really nice just to take away some of that convenience and keep a little bit of a barrier to entry to using them. I've still been looking at my analytics on my computer and stuff, but because it's like such a bigger ordeal to pull out my laptop and open YouTube Studio, it's really limited the amount, the frequency when I'm looking at it, and I am very, very happy about that. I feel like it was very very good for me. Okay, what do I want to prioritize this month? Spend 30 minutes daily on my apartment, cleaning, organizing, or shopping. I did really good with this. I'm gonna go ahead and check this off. I didn't do much organizing or shopping for decor or anything. Mostly I did just cleaning, but having this goal honestly was very helpful. Like, did I do this like every day? No, but the large majority of the time I was sticking to this 30-minute cleaning session, and it was just such a small, digestible amount of time, but it allowed me to like do the dishes, clean up some clutter around the apartment, and that left me feeling a lot better in this space. So plan one photo shoot, get back to photography. We're not gonna linger on this one because I tried to do this and something bad happened. I don't want to talk about it. I really don't want to get into any of it, but this did not happen and I will not be setting this goal again. I am letting myself off the freaking hook for the time being with photography because this is like one of my passions. I don't want to be forcing myself to shoot when it doesn't feel right and I'm not naturally motivated to do so. So peace out to that goal. Continue solidifying my workout split and tracking personal bests. Absolutely did that. Super freaking proud. I've done a lot more Pilates classes in February than I ever have before. I really want to start just like increasing the frequency of when I'm going to classes because it's like my favorite workout and it's so fun. I'm gonna keep pushing on that and you'll see that in my goals next month. But as of right now, I'm doing it like once a week. I'm usually doing it Sunday mornings. But what I want to start doing is start throwing in other extra classes. And eventually I want to get to the point where I'm going frequently enough where I just get an unlimited membership and start going like almost every day. That'd be awesome. Start shifting my sleeping schedule, in bed at 11 p.m. on most nights. I used the wrong word there. Didn't do great at this month. I definitely stayed up till 1 or 2 more often than I should have. This aligns with one of my yearly goals, which is not to sacrifice sleep for the sake of productivity. Also, just taking better care of my body is a huge part of my yearly goals. So I think I'm going to continue that because that's important to me. So that is how the month went. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this month. I accomplished more goals than I didn't, which is quite a turnaround from last month where, did I accomplish a single goal last month? Okay. I accomplished 2 out of 8 last month. So this is a lot more of a better success rate. And I also just think I set smarter goals this month, which I'm happy with. I'm really proud of myself. The analytics cleanse and the workouts and the uploading twice a week, those are all big wins in my book and things that were honestly kind of a big challenge for me. So I'm really, really proud of myself and really excited to keep that momentum going in March. So like I mentioned, I'm kind of exhausted with setting YouTube goals, and that's a big reason why I want to change the structure of my goal setting template. It just doesn't feel right to have YouTube and social be half of my goal setting page. It doesn't need to be so dominant, I guess, in my goal setting. So I've been thinking, and I think what would be really valuable is switching the kind of categories on my goal setting page to match the categories on my yearly goal setting page. I really like the way that I segmented my yearly goals, and also I think this will be really good for helping me to divvy up those yearly goals and make sure that I'm consistently working on each area during every month, and that will help me eventually reach those goals. So I'm going to use the same categories as were on my yearly goals page and also look at that yearly goals page for a little bit of inspiration. Okay, so this is my yearly goals page. So the 4 categories I have, I do have a YouTube and social category, so I will be keeping that. I have a health and fitness goals category, personal and lifestyle goals, and money and income goals. Some of the goals that I'm going to kind of work towards this month, my posting twice a week by the end of the year YouTube goal. That's the only YouTube goal I'm really going to be working towards because again, I want to like take a break from setting YouTube goals. Health and fitness, I'm going to work towards booking more workout classes this year and doing more strength training. Personal and lifestyle, I want to work on the becoming a reader again goal this month. I think that'll be fun and I don't really set reading goals frequently, so I think it'll be good. Be more strict about my boundaries. This is like around the sleeping thing, so I'm going to be setting a goal around that. In terms of money and income goals, I'm just going to work towards the building my emergency fund goal. There's not really anything I can do, I feel like, this month to work on scaling my revenue, so I'm going to focus on the emergency fund goal this month. So that's kind of my game plan, and I think that checking in with these yearly goals every single month, picking 1 or 2 in each category that I could potentially work towards, that will really help me stay on track for those long-term visions and goals. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to edit the template that I have for my monthly goals, and I'm going to add in the new categories. I'm going to aim to set about 2 goals per category. I think that that's reasonable and not too overwhelming. We'll see how I feel about this. There is a chance that I'm going to feel it's overwhelming to try and set goals in every single one of these categories. Okay, let's see if that is working. March, new month template. Gorgeous. So let's get into planning March and setting new goals for the new month. Okay, so for YouTube and social goals, I want to set the goal to upload 6+ videos. I'd be pleased with 6 videos. More would be incredible. I'm not going to put this strict standard on myself to do 8 because that's a lot. It was a lot. And I want to give myself time. If a video is taking longer or it's a little more complicated, I want to maybe add a bunch of B-roll or be a little bit more intentional with the editing. I want to grant myself the space, time, flexibility, etc. to be able to do that without feeling guilty that I'm like missing an upload. I think that's going to be it. Again, I really just need a break from those sorts of goals because they are getting me down. Health and fitness. Sticking with the theme of wanting to do things 6 times, I'm going to challenge myself to book 6 Pilates classes. Like I mentioned, trying to ramp up my frequency with those, and 6 would be a great amount. If I do them every weekend and 2 bonus classes, I will easily hit that. And then I also want to set a goal to average 4+ workouts a week. I don't think that'll be too tricky for me. I feel like I am capable of doing that, but I've kind of been slacking off a little bit on just like the frequency of my workouts. There was definitely a time where I was going very religiously, like almost every day. And even though I still feel like I'm doing challenging workouts and I'm proud of how I've been showing up, I have been taking a lot more rest days. So I think 4 a week is like a great, solid, doable number for me to set. Personal and lifestyle. This is such a fun goal, and I'm so glad I'm setting this for myself because, guys, I never let myself read. I love reading so much, but I always justify not reading because I'm like, there's something more productive I could be doing. Sometimes reading feels like a waste of time to me, which I know it's not a waste of time. It is self-care. I enjoy it. It's so fun, and it is working towards my goals because one of my goals for this year is to become a reader again. So I'm going to put on here to finish A Court of Mist and Fury, which is the current fantasy book that I'm reading, part of the Court of Thorns and Roses series, which I'm sure you guys have heard of. I took like a month off of reading it, which I deeply regret, but I decided to pick it up again like 2 days ago, and since then I have been tearing through that shit, like actually struggling to put it down, and so invested and loving it. So I don't think that'll be difficult for me. Honestly, I would not be surprised if I finished the book in like the first week of the month because I am just that obsessed right now, and it just feels good to have that like pull towards reading again. Like instead of having to be like, oh, I should probably read at some point, I'm so happy to have found a book that makes me excited in the way that reading used to make me excited, because for a while it felt like I was kind of trying to read and semi-enjoying it but not really getting pulled in. This series has absolutely pulled me in. My other personal and lifestyle goal is again going to be trying to shift my sleeping schedule. I'm going to set the goal to on nights where I have work the next day. So I'm letting myself off the hook on the weekend to be a little more flexible, be in bed by 11 p.m. The goal is just to get into my bed at 11. Realistically, if I'm not able to fall asleep, I'm not gonna punish myself for that. I will let myself like watch TV, read a book, but if I'm able to shift the time that I get into bed, hopefully it will slowly start to shift the time that I'm actually able to fall asleep, shift my wake up time, put me on a bit of an earlier schedule, which is something that I really want, especially because when I do start doing more workout classes, if I wanna start doing those classes in the morning before work, I need to start getting up a lot earlier because they're like 50-minute classes. So there's a lot of reasons why I want to shift my sleeping schedule. Obviously, my health is also a huge factor here. Like getting enough sleep is so good for you. So for my money and income goals, the first goal I want to set is to be more conscious of my spending. And I'm going to put in parentheses here that saving money is self-care. Okay, here's the tea. The past couple months, and I think it is linked to the fact that my mental health has been a little bit in the drain because retail therapy is very real. And even though I don't like go out and buy designer bags, you can bet your ass that I'm treating myself to a coffee more frequently. I'm going clothes shopping, I'm shopping for makeup, etc. when I'm a little bit more in the dumps because it gives you a little bit of serotonin, a little dopamine, like no denying it. And I think that it's okay to treat yourself, but the past couple months, I've been so lax about spending. I think it's because for many months I was setting a lot of spending goals and really trying to restrict it. And then when I stopped doing that and I was like, I'm just gonna spend intuitively, I kind of went too far the other way. And I think I just went crazy. I loved the freedom. No one was telling me no. I could just spend on whatever I want. And I went a little nuts. Like I was just spending without a thought. That's the main thing, is it wasn't conscious spending. It wasn't intentional spending like I claimed I wanted to be doing. It was really unintentional unintentional, unconscious, not purposeful spending. When we look at my budget, you'll see the spending situation was not good in February. I was also just treating people very haphazardly, which treating people is an incredible feeling. And when I'm making more money, I'm 100% going to be someone who constantly is treating others. But I think I was just like swiping my card like I got it like that. And I don't really got it like that. I'm all for like, you know, confidence, abundance mindset, you know, having a good mental headspace around money, not fearing money, thinking that you're an abundant being, whatever. I'm all for all of it, but at the end of the day, I don't want to be spending dollars I don't have. And it's not that dramatic. It's not like I'm in debt or anything, but I just think that the thing that I could really do to treat myself, to help myself, especially now that I'm starting to feel a little bit better mentally and in a bit of a lighter, more optimistic headspace, the best thing I can do for myself, the way that I can really be this confident, high value, very cool, very awesome person is to take care of future me, make sure that I'm putting aside some money, and also that I'm just not digging myself into any sort of hole or spending irresponsibly, because it's not like I'm making that much crazy money right now, so I do have to be conscious of my spending. I'm not setting any crazy restrictions. I'm not like gonna be like no coffee the entire month, no eating out. Like I'm not gonna go that drastic, because again, that's how I got myself into this hole. When I started setting strict limitations on how much I could, you know, get coffee out, for example, is when I started feeling all of this resentment and anger and tension and really restricted. And that's what caused this crazy spending spree, those like restrictions. So I'm not putting any like hard restrictions on myself, but I am going to just start thinking a little bit more when I'm spending money, asking myself, is this worth it? Have I been spending a lot? Like, can I afford to buy this? And again, reframing it. I think that's the key. If I view not spending money as an act of restriction, as a way to torture myself, I will not do it. I will be so angry. I'll be so resentful. It's just not a good feeling. But if I remind myself, hey, if you don't spend this money, you could potentially put it into your emergency fund, or you could potentially save up for this, this, and this, or help yourself like get closer to financial freedom. If I look at it from that lens, it's a lot more enticing, and it really comes across as, okay, this is something that I'm doing because I'm a high value person who values myself, who cares about future me, instead of I'm doing this because I'm broke and I can't spend money, like, and that like crappy feeling. And I did actually update my budgeting spreadsheet. The past couple months, I did not have like a variable expense goal or estimate because I just saw it as being too unpredictable, but I did actually put a number in there this time, and I'm gonna really try to stay under that this month. I think part of that is going to be inputting my expenses throughout the month so I can check in on how I'm doing. We'll talk more obviously when we go through my budget, and then the final money and income goal is a simple one, but it is just to contribute to my emergency fund. Not setting a specific amount here. I just want to have some money left over to put towards my emergency fund this month. This can be money that I throw in there in the middle of the month. It can be something I do at the end of the month when I'm going through my budget. Doesn't matter how much it is. I just want to contribute something to that fund. And I have been. It's not like I haven't been contributing to it, but just want to keep that momentum going. These goals feel very whole. Like I feel like they're balanced. They are really about improving my life and me as a person. I don't really know what type of picture I want. I think I might just go with like kind of a motivational quote, because there's not really one specific area that this month is focused around. It's really just about being like a high value girl. This is perfect. Your direction is more important than your speed. I feel like this is great because my goals this month are really focused on making small steps towards the greater vision. So that's like perfect, especially because I kind of feel like I'm in an era of life right now of like not really seeing a ton of rewards, not seeing crazy payoffs, but really kind of putting in the groundwork, the beginning like stages of bigger goals. So, and then for the areas of focus, I'm gonna put lifestyle because I definitely feel like that applies here, and we're gonna put fitness as well. And then for my quote, start asking yourself, does this choice support the life I want? Ooh, I love this because it's all about intention, right? And when you go through your day with zero intention, zero thought, you're likely to slip into habits that aren't the best for you, or just not things that will help you embody the version of you that you want to be. So putting this question in for yourself of like, does this support who I want to be? Does this support the life that I say I want? If the answer is no, avoid that thing, not out of punishment towards yourself, but out of love and care for yourself, of wanting to let yourself become the person you want to be. That's it for my March monthly goal setting. And that's it for the goal setting portion of this video. We're going to jump into my monthly budget now, and we got to do it quickly because I got to leave for my Pilates class soon. So we're gonna be looking at my February income and expenses. Like I mentioned, bit of a rough month in terms of the budget. Mental health has not been the best, and I've 100% been compensating for that with not the smartest spending habits. Okay, so let's talk about my February income and expenses. So I did not have as much income coming in this month than I had in the past couple months. Past couple months I had 3 paychecks marked in here. Now it's obviously only 2. I didn't make any money from Google AdSense, so that's not here. Instead, we just have 2 paychecks and my Poshmark earnings. My paycheck number 1 was a little higher than usual by $165, which we love to see. Paycheck number 2 I actually have not received yet. Like I mentioned, I'm filming this like a week before the end of the month, but I do know I'll be receiving that on the 24th. Not sure how much it's gonna be, so I just have it input as my expected number right now, and I'll go back at the end of the month and shift that as needed. Poshmark, I got paid out $42 this month. Bills, so my rent payment has gone down because I'm splitting rent with my boyfriend now, so I only need to put aside like $1,600 for that. So that definitely helped save me this month, especially because my spending was a little bit off the walls. But I would really prefer not to use the fact that my rent payment has gone down for the time being as permission to overspend. I would much rather have a little bit extra money to put away into my emergency fund. So I'm gonna be cognizant of not relying on the fact that my rent has gone down, and instead really try to act as if I'm still having to pay the same amount of money in rent and then put any extra money aside. Okay, so let's get into the expense summary. I didn't spend much money on gas. My gas has been low lately because I'm really only filling up once a month, which is very nice. Laundry, that's not right. $0? That's definitely not right. That's weird though. I'm still only seeing $20, not bad. Vocal lessons is a consistent $260 every month. Definitely one of my heavier high ticket expenses, but something that I really value. I pay my vocal teacher $65 an hour, and I do 4 hours of lessons per month. And then in terms of variable expenses, I spent $1,217, which is absolutely very high. This is what I want my variable expenses to be. So like I mentioned earlier, before this month, I was just having a 0 here because I felt like my variable expenses were super unpredictable and it wasn't valuable for me to have a number there. But now that I've kind of seen what they've been at for a few months and I've gotten a more realistic idea of what my variable expenses are, I think setting a goal of $800 as my like budgeted amount is reasonable. It still allows me to spend quite a bit of money, but if I stick to that, I will have some money left over to potentially put into my emergency fund. So I feel like that's a good number, and hopefully I can start sticking to that from now on. Variable expenses includes pretty much everything that does not fit into the categories above. So this can be eating out, clothing, apartment stuff, Amazon purchases, coffee, like a lot of things fit into that umbrella, which is why it does add up quite a bit. Let's take a look at some of my expenses. I definitely went out more than usual, and it is reflected in these expenses. I have things like Ubers, drinks, etc. that I wouldn't normally have. I booked a lot of Pilates classes, so that's here. Amazon, coffee. I spent on makeup this month, which is not something I'm typically spending on month to month. I spent on a Valentine's Day gift for my boyfriend, which was a heavy expense. It was over $100 combined. Pilates classes, which no regrets about spending on that. More Amazon, again, drinks. I was buying rounds for people. Who do I think I am buying rounds for people? Again, I was just spending like I got it like that when I don't got it like that. That's the gist. Lunch, coffee, makeup, again, vocal lessons, laundry. Nothing odd here really, like except for the fact that I did spend $88 on clothes and I shopped for makeup twice, 100% fueled by my not so great mental state and wanting some retail therapy. And there's nothing wrong with buying clothes or makeup per se, but I was definitely not compensating for that in other areas of my budget, and it's not like my income has increased to allow for that extra spending. So it was just not smartly done. I'm actually in the red this month by $28, which has never happened. Now, of course, my paycheck number 2 has not actually come in, so there's a chance it'll be higher than expected and make up for that discrepancy. But I was very sad to see this. And this is even with my adjusted rent payment. So again, it's not like I'm going into debt. Like, everything is fine. My rent is covered. I have an emergency fund buffer to bail me out if for some reason I desperately needed to do so, but I don't even think I'll have to dip into that. My rent for March is already set aside. Everything's fine. But it is not fun to see that I spent more this month than came into my account. I'm not gonna beat myself up too much for this. I'm just gonna try to be a little less trigger happy when it comes to spending in March. So that's that. And the last segment that we're gonna do very, very quickly is my monthly favorites. Okay, so let's talk monthly favorites. Some of these things are things that I mentioned in my recent productive vlog, which I posted about a week ago. So if you did see that, some of these might be repeats to you, but if you did not, these are all gonna be fun, new, and exciting. Okay, first things first, I wanna start off with a couple makeup favorites. This is the perfect nude, guys. I feel like I have tried a million different lip colors. I'm always trying new ones, trying to find like my perfect shade. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick, and I'm obsessed with this. I've been wearing it in all my recent videos. This is just like the mini, obviously it's tiny, but I 100% am gonna purchase the full size. So yes, favorite lipstick, Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. And then I have a new eye makeup favorite, which I don't often try new eye makeup products because I don't really like eyeshadow. Like, I used to be the type of girl in high school who was collecting all of the eyeshadow palettes and doing the whole thing. But at the end of the day, like, I don't do fun eye looks. Like, I stick to the same thing day in and day out. So if I'm gonna try a new eye product, it needs to be something that can fit into like my basic routine, and this has been so good. This is the Jumbo NYX eye pencil in the shade Frappe, and the way that I use it is I just use it to create a little wing, which I love a wing, and I love that it's this like kind of warm brown color. I'll put it on like a little angled brush and like just create a wing with it, and I love the amount of control and how easy it is to not fuck up with something like this. Like, liquid eyeliner is intimidating, stressful, hard to get right, so I've really been into more of a smudged out liner look that I can just apply and then fix, and this is definitely something that allows for me to do this. So I'll do like a big wing in this brown color, and then I'll usually put a little bit of black just like a lot closer to my lash line. If you guys want to try out either of these products, or if you want the links to like literally anything in this favorite segment, I always put the links to everything in the description. They are affiliate links, so it does help me out if you click on them. Clothing favorite, this is also something that I mentioned in my recent vlog, but I need to talk about these, okay? These are the American Eagle 90s straight leg jeans. They are stretch material, no rips, just this really nice blue color, and just have the comfiest fit ever. It is giving full boyfriend jeans, but without looking like not put together. Like, you still look very good, clean, put together, but it's comfortable. I went through like months of just not having any good fitting pairs of jeans. All my jeans were too tight. I never wanted to wear them. And we are out of the era of wearing tight clothing, okay? We are going for the comfort. We are going for the comfort. So these pants definitely deliver on that front. I'll have them linked below, but yeah, American Eagle, listen, I know they're not cool anymore. I know they were only cool in like 2006, but their denim is really, really good. I consistently find denim from them that I love. It's a go-to pant, and I feel like there was a time where I could not have imagined jeans being my go-to pant. So even if you don't want this specific pair, this is your reminder to stop wearing clothes that are too tight and to like commit to the lifestyle of having comfy, loose-fitting clothes, because it is an upgrade. It is absolutely an upgrade. For my home decor favorite, this was in the video itself, but how freaking cool is this little hand vase? This was a Valentine's Day gift from my boyfriend, but I just think it's so cool. It's so like sculptural and unique and adds a bit of fun to my desk. And we have these fresh flowers in it, and this motivates me to want to keep fresh flowers in the apartment, which I do want to do. It's just like expensive and a bit of a hassle, but I think it's worth it. I think it's from Amazon. I'll see if I can get the link, and obviously we'll include it, but it's just like this cream colored ceramic hand, and I think it's so cool. Okay, this is the last like physical thing I want to show you. If you guys have ever had the like passion fruit tea at Starbucks, this is what it is. It's the Tazo iced passion tea. It has been one of my favorite go-tos at home. Literally just mix it with water, throw some ice in there, and you got yourself a little iced tea situation that is so freaking good. So strongly recommend. Okay, that's it in terms of physical favorites. And last but not least, my favorite sort of new creator. So a creator I discovered recently that I've been liking is is Alexis Sparks. She has like a really cool story and journey. Basically, in the matter of a couple of years, she went from like broke, living at her mom's house, to 180, transforming her life, building multiple businesses for herself, and now is like financially free, just moved into a house. And she talks a lot about that journey, how she kind of like broke through generational trauma, the inner work she had to do to like level up her life. And it's just really motivating, very inspiring type of content. I love when people have like these dramatic transformation stories, and her content is just a great mix of like value and aesthetics, which I feel like is a lovely combination. So definitely check out Alexis Sparks. I've been loving especially her like personal development content. Okay, that is it for this monthly reset routine. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If this is your first time here and you've never seen my face before and you stayed until the end of the video, clearly you must have enjoyed it. So you should absolutely subscribe. I post one of these every single month, and I also post lots of content around personal development, productivity, and post-grad lifestyle. So if any of that interests you, which it probably does if you like this video, you should absolutely subscribe and stick around for more content from me. I appreciate you watching this video so much regardless. I hope you got value from it. Please give it a like, and I'll see you guys in a few days with another one. Bye!
Yeah, his baby said that they don't got a future like it burns. So give him something worse to kill his head with, make him forget somehow.